Hey everybody, it's Road to Recovery, and today I'm going to be talking about Step 8. I've decided to relocate today because it is such a beautiful day outside. You may hear a few cicadas, so apologies. Step 8 was important for me because it was the time where I really started having to think about all the people that I had harmed, and that's what Step 8 is. You made a list of all the people you had harmed to be willing to make amends to them. And I in step 4 and step 5 had really started processing damages to myself, but started, really thinking about people that had received damage because of my addiction. But it didn't all get real till step 8. Step 8 is where we cognitively have to start engaging in the idea that somebody else was being harmed as a direct result of our actions. And I'm a hard-headed asshole. I really am. My ego speaks so loud. I could start doing that in step 4 and step 5. I could start saying the words, okay, it's possible that I hurt this person. But internally, I was struggling with, you know what? Screw these people. They don't know the real me, right? They don't know what I'm about. Like, I would never harm anybody. I was never intentionally trying to destroy people, right? That's not my gig. What I do in my own private time is not harmful to anyone else other than me. Like, that was my internal monologue, right? And so this is the sort of behavior that step 8 really starts to get in front of. Because you may not have addressed it in step 4 and step 5, but by the time you get to step 8, now you are being forced to put the shoes on of the other person. If you're not in a 12-step program, keep listening here because this is important. Anybody can do this. Like, anybody can do this. You don't necessarily have to be in a 12-step recovery program, but I think this step is actually critical. What we do inside of the program is that a sponsee will typically, when they're working step 8, start off with a piece of paper, and their sponsor will give them the guidance like, okay, give me all the people that were impacted, and you're going to just start telling me what the nature is of the person who was harmed. What did your actions cause to them? And then tell me what you would say to them, right? So you start to grid all this thing out. You get a listing of the people that got harmed, and writing down the harms, while it may have been an intellectual exercise in step 4 and step 5, now you're having to put your mind inside of their body. You're having to walk their shoes. So when I say that my pornography use was negatively impacting this other person, what exactly does that mean? Now you're getting inside of their head, right? And for me, because I was put in so much responsibility, a lot of people had perceptions about the way that I was, about the type of trustworthy individual that I was. Now, in reality, you might still be very much be a trustworthy individual. I mean, your pornography use may not impact your actual actions as a human being. The problem being, though, is that other people are not mind readers. Other people are not mind readers, and they cannot see the inside of your inner monologue about what your heart actually tells you and informs you. All they can see are your actions. Now, I've talked about in other videos the Peter Pan syndrome. That is that the addiction tends to infantilize us. It tends to put us in the mind of a perpetual 12-year-old. And as a person who was already in his mid-40s before my whole life blew up, I still lived like a 12-year-old. I isolated myself all the time. I didn't pay attention to a lot of my family and friends because I was trying to always get off all the time. All the time I was trying to look at pornography. And I cut enough time out of my life to be able to do some really good things. But in the process of doing that, people had put their trust in me. Now, as an adult, as me accepting the responsibility of adulthood, there are certain actions and behaviors I have to be mindful of because public perception matters. All you ever have in a society is trust, right? And those bonds of trust can be broken through your actions and behaviors. And to be honest with you, I was not acting like a trustworthy individual, despite the fact that, in my own personal opinion, I was trustworthy. You could still, I will, to my dying day, say, yes, I was a trustworthy individual. You would never have to worry about me stealing or harming anybody, right? I know that in my heart of hearts. But other people, they can't be mind readers. They can't see what's in here. All they know is about their outside world. It's from what happens in their eyes and their ears, right? What they can see and what they can hear. They can't see inside of you. So all they can rely on are your actions and behaviors. And to an extent, you're exactly the same way. You're exactly the same way. You form judgments on other people's actions and behaviors. And it's hard to have trust when you hear somebody's actions and behaviors not lining up with the person you thought they were. And so lots of people in my life have put trust in me, and I violated that trust. Now, again, whether or not that sense of violation is true or not, whether or not you feel that you could perform those actions and duties and you're not a risk to anybody, doesn't matter. It's what other people perceive that you are. That's how the harm gets caused to other people. And so I harmed a great deal of people. I did. And so once I could start walking in their shoes and understanding what their perceptions were of me, it took this animosity that I had inside, because I was angry that people were angry at me. I was put up these boundaries inside of my mind, and they weren't good boundaries. It was my ego speaking. My ego was trying to protect itself. Once I could really look at myself in the mirror and say, damn it, I'm putting up this boundary, and this boundary is affecting my ability to see the harm that I cause to other people. I can put my mind inside of the mind of others, walk in their shoes. Once I could start doing that, I could see, damn it, it was my actions that caused this person to suffer. And of course, there's the first person, the direct damages that are caused. So I know a person directly, their interaction with me and my presence in their life is directly causing harm to them. And then there's the indirect actions, like, you could have, whether it was the effects of the pornography industry that I helped contribute to, whether it was my attitudes and behaviors indirectly affecting other people. Certainly all those things line up, and they could also be included in step 8, but the main one are the direct impacts. Like, those are the most prominent ones. Those are the people that got impacted the most. And it all needs to be worked. If you can start cognitively putting the words together to say, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, and you're not packaging in any other excuses, you're not trying to make an excuse for why you did it, you're just saying you're sorry. You're just saying you're sorry. And that's all you can do. You apologize. You know what? I put myself in a really bad situation, and I recognize that this affected you, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that happened. That's all you got to do. If you can write that out, you can put it into words. Either have your sponsor review it with you, or if you don't have a sponsor, if you're not in a 12-step program, just having a recovery peer or a therapist or clergy, what have you, somebody you trust, sit down and go over it with them. When you can put those words together and you really start to feel the impacts that your addiction had onto other people, I think that's perhaps the most powerful thing you could get out of step 8. Anyway, my name is Road to Recovery. I'm glad I had a chance to talk to you today. Please like, share, and subscribe. I make no money from this channel. This is all my way of giving back. So by you liking, sharing, and subscribing, it helps me get the word out to all the other people who may be suffering. Thank you for listening, and please stay on the road to recovery. Take care.